What can you expect to pay for auto insurance? It's nice to have a general idea of what you could expect to pay before you start shopping, so you can recognize if something is way high and know that maybe something was wrong with how you went about looking for it. So it's a good idea to know the averages. Now, find out what you specifically are going to pay. The best thing you can do is go to autoinsurance.org, type in your zip code, and get quotes that are specific to you. Because the real answer is, what can you expect to pay for car insurance? The answer is, it depends. Because your age factors in, the car you're driving factors in, the level of coverage you need factors in. But we're gonna give you a general idea so you kind of have a foundational idea of where you could expect your car insurance prices to be. So, scrolling down here, we have a quick breakdown of the average car insurance cost for different coverage levels and drivers. So for minimum liability coverage, that is what the state requires. It's the least amount of insurance that you can have and be fulfilling your legal requirements. You're looking at $45 a month on average. For full coverage, that would include first-party coverages so that your own vehicle is covered. You're looking at $119 per month. If you've had an accident, your rates will be quite a bit higher at $172 per month. Young drivers pay the highest rates. They are the highest risk on the road, and so they have an average of $592 per month. And senior drivers pay just $116 per month. Part of that's because senior drivers don't drive very much on average compared to people that are commuting to work or taking their kids to different activities. As you get older and retired, there's a higher chance that you're not going to drive as many miles, and so a lot of older people pay lower rates. So who pays the most? Young drivers under 25 and drivers with accidents or multiple traffic violations. If that's you, if you fall into those categories, you're going to pay higher premiums than average. If you have a good record, you might pay lower premiums than average. So here's a breakdown. You can really see by looking at this how much more young drivers pay. So males that are 18 years old can expect to pay $501 per month for auto insurance, while females pay significantly less, about $85 less at $416. Now, not every state will use gender as a factor in calculating rates, but most states do. Then you see a significant drop for once you get to be 25. Males pay $150 on average, females pay $138 on average. And that kind of continues, those rates continue to drop until you see people that are 55 years old, males and females, both pay an average of $113 per month. That just gives you an idea of how much you can expect to pay. But to get quotes that are really tailored to you in your specific situation, go to autoinsurance.org, enter your zip code, enter some information about your vehicle, where you live, your driving history, and then you can get quotes that are customized to you. So you'll get a much better idea by doing that quote comparison than you can get from looking at national averages, because where you live makes a big difference. New drivers, 16-year-olds, we looked up here at 18-year-olds. The top thing here, 16-year-olds are going to pay even more because they have no driving experience at all. There's really nothing for the insurance provider to use for their individual driving habits when they're that young, because they haven't built a driving record yet. By the time you're 18, if you've been driving since 16, you have 2 years that you have built a reputation for your driving skills. But at 16, all the insurance company can go off of is averages. Here we see a comparison between what teen drivers will pay. From Allstate, teen drivers can expect to pay $602 per month. From Farmers, $730 a month. Geico, $283. So that should make you think, if you have a teen driver in your house, you should definitely compare Geico insurance, since it's less than half of the cost of some of the others. With Nationwide, you're looking at $467. From Progressive, you're looking at $753. So maybe You want to cut that off your short list if you have a teen driver, and the US average is $574. So new drivers, they pay the most. If you're a new driver, you can expect to pay very high insurance premiums, but as you age until you get about 25, you're gonna have a rapid decrease in the costs. Here's an article by III.org talking about young drivers. Young drivers pay the highest rates. They will pay $10,728 on average. That was in 2022. That's per year, not per month, thankfully. And then you can see that the cost for full coverage for medium sedans was $1,694 compared to $1,529 for a medium SUV. And the average cost for all vehicles, including pickups, hybrids, and electrics, was $1,588. So you can see how the vehicle that your young driver chooses makes a big deal of a difference in premium cost. So go to autoinsurance.org, enter your zip code, find out how much your teen driver could save by switching to a car insurance company that's better suited for their age group. And here you can see these rates based on a 45-year-old male driver, kind of on the lower paying age group, but really from the time you're 25 to 55, you're paying fairly similar costs. So this kind of gives you a middle-aged breakdown of what you can expect to pay with a clean driving record. The dark color here is for minimum coverage, and the light blue color is for full coverage. So you're always going to pay more for full coverage because it gives you more protection. So from Allstate, we see that your minimum coverage, let's just look at minimum coverage, is $61 a month. From American Family, $44. Farmers, $53. Geico, $30. Once again, you can see Geico tends to be on the low end of cost, even for middle-aged drivers. Liberty Mutual, $68, and the US average is $45. And if you're looking at full coverage, you can see it's a lot more expensive, but still Geico is the cheapest of these in this chart at $80 a month, and Liberty Mutual is the most expensive at $174, while the US average is $119. Where you live, I said this before, where you live is going to make a big difference in your rates because there's a lot of factors that go into it. But some states are a lot more expensive for insurance coverage, like Michigan's notoriously expensive for insurance, and then some states are not nearly as expensive. So here you can see your average monthly rate by just hovering over your state. So these mountain states tend to be in the $150, $160 range. Then we'll go kind of to the West Coast. You've got $114, $153 in California at almost $200 a month. And then over to the East Coast, where we have ranging from almost $200 a month, $150, and we'll go check down here at Florida, $183. Florida is also known for having high insurance premiums. So this is a great interactive chart that you can look at. It's at autoinsurance.org. What is the auto insurance average for monthly costs? And you can kind of get a good average for where you live. And then to get more specific, you're going to want to type your zip code in. You can go to autoinsurance.org, type your zip code in. It's right at the top. I'll show you. When you go to autoinsurance.org, you can't miss it. It's right here at the top. You enter your zip code in and you can get quotes very easily right there. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of how much you can expect to pay for car insurance. But to get quotes customized just for you, you're going to want to enter your zip code at autoinsurance.org. It's free, it's easy, and you can see how much you can save by switching to a different company than what you've been using.